We're Jonathan and Angela Scott, the big cat people from Kenya. We're based in the Masai Mara, which has to be the best place in Africa to see lions, leopards and cheetahs. In fact, we've been obsessed by these great predators for most of our life. Now, we want to share their story with you, to reveal the intimate details of the characters of these different cats, to share in the highs and lows of their struggle for survival. I've often said that if I had just one day left in my life, I would spend it right here in the Masai Mara, in the company of these amazing big cats.
There's something truly extraordinary about living a life alongside the big cats. They represent some of the world's most highly evolved predators. The famous marsh pride of lions are particularly special to us. We've been following their story for over 40 years. We've watched their cubs turn into mothers and mothers into grandmothers. They're not just big cats to us, we know them as individuals. Charm, Askari, Moja, each a cat with a story of its own. Bahati is a leopard we've known since she was a tiny cub. We knew her mother Olive and her grandmother Bella. Her lineage runs deep along the banks of the Talik River. Cheetahs have roamed the Mara for thousands of years, with Malaika representing the epitome of predator evolution. Alongside us is our good friend Jackson Oli Luseya. He's spent his life in the Mara, and these characters are as special to him as they are to us. Join us as we draw back the curtain on the rarely seen details of their lives.
The Mara is about 1,500 square kilometers, that's about 600 square miles. And it is a predator's paradise. You want big cats? This is the place. Lions, leopards and cheetahs galore. And it's part of a much bigger area. We call it the Mara Serengeti ecosystem. And the wonder of it, in this day and age, no fences, nothing to block the movement of the animals. And in the dry season, we will have hundreds of thousands of animals moving from the Serengeti into the Mara. This is the Mara River, and it flows all the way down through the Masai Mara, south into the Serengeti, and ends up in Lake Victoria. And it isn't just important to the resident animals here in the Mara, it is the lifeblood for the migration when it moves up here in the dry season. They can always find water here. It's difficult to describe to people the hold that this place has over Angie and myself. You don't need words to describe this. It just resonates, it touches your heart. And then you add in the wonder of all those animals, the great migration, the big cats. There's just nowhere like it. We call this place Musiara Marsh, and right now it's lion central. I mean, we've got a number of lionesses, we've got cubs, we've got 2 males behind us there. If you love big cats, then this is the place. And we've been watching lions here, well, since I first came here in 1977.
Don't you get the feeling that it's a really happy pride? I mean, I think it's a wonderful time for the Marsh Pride right now because you've got all the females really looking healthy and happy and all giving birth around about the same time, which is the best thing for a pride.
So it's no coincidence that we've got so many lions in this little area because this is the heart of the Marsh Pride territory. And when I say the heart, it's where they feel safest. It's the nursery ground. It's the breeding center. And the males are here too, very focused on what's going on, because this is their first generation of cubs too. These males are the new pride males. They've only been here for maybe 6 months. And so the bonding process between the females and the males is terribly important, because unlike the females who live together and who are related, these females aren't related to these males. So in some ways, it's a question of getting to know the males. He didn't quite make it. Okay, so how are those cubs going to do? You see the way with the males, one of them moves, then the other one wants to follow. They want to stay together. And that's something you see a lot with lions. You're safer when you've got backup. Go on, little one. You're going to be brave. You can do it. Yes. Made a much better job of it than the adult. Here she goes. Oh, nice. Oh, oh dear, dear, dear. Yow. Okay, one way or another, jump it, crawl through it. One to go. It really doesn't like it. In you go. Oh, right on your tummy. Oh my goodness. Okay, mission accomplished. Right now, the marsh pride just look incredible. And there's so much going on. And that, for Angie and me, is the fascination of watching these big cats. Always something happening, and watching creatures that we know as well as some of our friends. What could be better than that? The key to working with big cats is teamwork. So we've prepped all our friends amongst the drivers and the guides to feed us back information on what the big cats are doing. Now there's one person who's crucial to this operation, and his name is Jackson Oli Luceya.
Hey, Johnny, Andy.
Hey, this is getting tough for an old man getting in and out of the car.
well, welcome to the I am a Maasai, living in the Masai Mara. This is my home. This is where I live. This is where I grew up.
Was Nairobi.
I have been with these cats for all of my life. Since they were cubs, they were playing, they're little babies with their parents. We have lived with these animals. We understand them. We as the Maasai people. We love them. We protect them because it's our treasure. And today, I'm going to introduce you to a very special cat. This is a cheetah that I've known for a long time, Malaika. She had a little bit of waking up of the cubs by licking, love, 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 telling them that, yeah, it's time to get up. The cub is loving mommy, and the mother is doing the same. They would spend their first 18 months with the mother, and then they will be independent. And they have to spend their entire life alone. It's important to have that bond. Now the cubs are up before even the mother. Wow. They have the little rough neck. It's for camouflage purposes. If you look at that little baby there and you look at the grass up there, if the cub sits right tucked in it, it just looks like a little mound of grass. We know Malaika killed a couple of days ago. She went at night, bam, killed something. And today, 2 days after, she probably will be thinking about food again. That's why she's up looking. You see that bite on the neck there? Practice. They're practicing to say, well, if you are a prey, if you are a Tommy, that's how I'll grab you. The importance of having more than one cub in a litter is that they entertain one another, they play together, they help strengthen those muscles. Because just imagine one cub. She would be so bored trying to play with her mother. she's got other things in mind. Well, the cubs entertain and just run around. Cheetahs are runners. They run very, very fast, and they need the power. Look at the front legs and the back legs. Both of them are muscular and powerful. When they are running, they hit, and they need those muscles to hold and hit and treat the animal at a speed of up to 100 kilometers an hour.
Leopard are like gold, but boy, oh boy, they're tough. Yeah, so this is the Ilaria Rock Lugger, intermittent water course. There's still some pools of water. It's been very dry, and the leopards love these. They'll walk down through the lugger itself or up amongst the bushes, and they'll have their cubs tucked away sometimes in those bushes or in amongst the roots of a tree. And there's some beautiful big fig trees up here too, which the leopards love. Just want to check along here. Croton bushes, rocks, trees, perfect leopard country, one of my favorite places. But tough country to work because, as always with leopards, you know, they're not going to give anything away. You're trying to sort of always think like them. Where were they last week? Where will they be next week? Where are the favorite places they come for their cubs? Oh my goodness, there she is. Even just a few moments in the company of a leopard, it's gold. It doesn't matter how many times you've seen them, there's something special. You see how careful she's being. Here come the cubs, across the gap. Gonna join her. She'll probably move the minute it gets to her. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful cat. Now the cubs are just holding tight. Mum's gone ahead. She's gone up to the kill. This is a good time to be actually moving. But this is great strategy on the part of the Ilari female because it's very hot, 2:15, the sun is overhead still. And so the likelihood that they would have problems from lions or hyenas is minimal. Wow, what a treat. You see, leopards don't like feeding together. So one cub has gone up, they'll rotate, and it's plucking the fur from this bushbuck so as it can feed on the rump. And see how the mum, see how Ilari is just content to lie at the bottom of the tree to guard the cubs. She's all eyes and ears in case danger is present. Hyenas with that incredible sense of smell could pick up the scent of that kill. That is gold. To see Mum and the two cubs, because as the cubs get older, the greetings are perfunctory. They're more independent, they've got their own agenda. So to see Ilari with both cubs, oh, I'm in heaven. But both cubs, I can see, have had a good meal already. That's a big kill. Female bushbuck. Probably killed it last night. And this is the secret world of the leopard. This is the world that you so rarely see. In my first year in the Mara, I saw 2 leopards, one just a flash of spots at night. So you put in the time and you get the rewards. And just contrast this kind of behavior with the world of the lion, with the social cat, where there's multiple females living together. This is a single mum looking after 2 cubs and doing incredibly well. You know, this is what it's all about for somebody like me. At the end of the day, 40 years, all comes down to this, these incredible moments with big cats. And for me, top of the pile, icing on the cake, for every visitor who comes on safari, it's this cat right here.
This is one of those absolutely magic mornings when you arrive and the pride is all together. I can't tell you how rare this actually is. We have our 2 males here. Ascari, the one that we call Soldier, is the one directly in front of me, and the one slightly away from the rest of the pride. We're calling him Mpole Mpole, which means slowly, slowly. The cubs are a little bit wary of him. He just doesn't like to be messed with at all. And even though the female, brought the cubs very gently to him, he's just not engaged at all. Whereas Ascari, he's just a good old dad. And you can see the females, they tend to gravitate towards this male. It's quite unusual, actually, because males, on the whole, they tend to keep themselves on the periphery of the pride. We're very lucky at the moment to have lion cubs of this age to be observing. It's the best age of all because they never stop. That little male cub is completely fearless. He's getting disciplined by the male. He's not perturbed at all. And he'll just go back and back and back. They're constantly tussling, running, playing, interacting with the mothers, trying to interact with the males. And you slowly, as you're watching them, you begin to notice that they have very, very different personalities. We have 2 little boys and 1 little girl. The brother and sister are a little bit more confident than the single male. The single male cub is a little smaller and definitely shyer, more nervous. I mean, you wouldn't believe it now when they're all just so happily playing together. They're such a central part of this story that we've decided to name them Solo for the little single male cub, and then the brother and sister Mojo and Mbili. Mojo means first, and of course that would be the male cub, and Mbili, which is quite a sweet name for the little female. You know, a lion pride it's a very matriarchal thing, so really one's following the females. The males, they come and they go. We've seen many different males within the marsh pride, and they're all so different. Each time we get a takeover and new pride males come in. It's a transition, and sometimes a very sad transition because you lose the cubs at that point. But then, like now, I feel it's a completely fresh beginning. You know, the marsh pride last year had a very, very tough year. But now, wonderful 2 new males have come in, and, you know, all the females are having babies. And it does feel like this wonderful fresh start for them. I think it's going to be a particularly exciting year for this pride.
Malaika is one of the best hunters we have in the Mara. She is strong, she is very powerful, and she's very clever. Right now, look, she's got something in mind up there. She's looking very hard. What might be right here? Malaika has been moving from one termite mound to another. And the reason why she likes mounds is a good vantage point. When she sits up higher above, then she can check and be accurate. She knows exactly when to hunt. And now she looks like she's looking at something and she is moving. She's locked on something. Now the impalas are saying, oh, why are you all parking around us? If they have the brain, they will run away. We are not here for just a game drive. We're here to witness something special, Malaika hunting. After hours and hours of sitting here in the baking sun, finally, I can just see her movement. She's walking really slowly, stealth. And every movement of the leg that she takes, it is really meaningful. The only thing that I'm worried is the cubs. If the cubs decide for one way or another, we're going to follow mom, that would be the end of this attempt. Let's position the cub quickly. We actually don't know how she's going to strike. The thing is, we will need to be in the best position possible when all these animals are running, ripping towards us. That is the goal. She's absolutely brilliant. No, she's so close. No, now she goes up again, and now she is hurrying. There she goes. There she goes. She's gone now. She's locked on. Absolutely amazing. This is one of the most fantastic run we had. Really good. But she missed it. She goes hungry again. Now, right here on top of this place, there will be other predators looking. She needs to go back immediately to go and support and make sure the cubs are safe. Look at her go. But what an amazing, amazing run. What a nice place to be. We are now looking for Olare and her little family. This leopard lives in the forest. Olare knows where to live. And if I was a leopard, I'll be right here in this beautiful place. Just hiding away from other predators. Oh, look. There he is. He's a little cub up here. Look. It's right here. It's really good to see the mother, but it's better to see the cubs. And this is Ndogo. This is the smallest of Olare's cubs. It's really special. Different to the lions and cheetah, leopards are solitary animals, and you can see that this cub is not with the brothers. But look, there's a baboon very close. The biggest threat for this little cub. He must stay calm. I'm quite worried, baboons will kill full grown-up leopards. And a little cub, they will just rip into pieces. There's more. If you think of the baboons being this number one main enemy is a leopard. If they find a baby leopard, they will kill it to eliminate the enemy much earlier on. This little cub is so scared now. It's going up. It's going all the way. Oh, this clever cub. It's gone to the very, very top of the branches. If a big male baboon goes up there, he'll just hiss it and hiss. And that probably will trigger the mother to come quickly for help. Yeah, that's vervet monkeys. Listen, there's another leopard out here. Let's check. Keep it low. Come right at us. That is what I mean. Isn't it fantastic? A beautiful young male leopard. Wow, he is absolutely gorgeous. This is Ndogo's older brother, Jasiri. He knows where the little cub was, and he's now calling. He's actually calling for the little brother. Hear him? Hear him? Smelling where he was. He is searching for Olare and his two younger brothers. He's independent. He's almost fully grown. But every so often he comes and joins the family. He still likes to be with the mother. To see one leopard on his own is very exciting. But to see a family, it would be very, very special.
This is Charm. She's a very distinctive, a big lioness. She's the oldest female in the pride, 11 to 12 years of age. There's so much wisdom there. And we know she's given birth to cubs, and by the look of it, she's headed back to where she's hidden them. Oh, fantastic. My first proper view of Charm's cubs. They look like little teddy bears. Their eyes are open, little rounded ears. And even at this age, they're sort of, wrestling with each other, little bites, proper lions. She just stopped there for a moment, just paused. So she's cautious, just looking into the den. Is everything okay? Is everything as I left it? Ah, there we go, look. Charm's lifted her leg up, and boy, those two cubs are just ravenous. They are getting stuck into the milk. Wow, that was magical. Another wonderful moment, another chapter in the life of the marsh lions.
we've got a good angle now. So 2 young male lions and more than a dozen hyenas. And these look to me like a couple of young males, almost certainly nomads. They will have been pushed out of the pride in which they're born, 2 to 3 years of age. But it's fascinating to see a situation like this because I think most people think, well, no contest, lions against hyenas. But hyenas in these big clans, I mean, some of the clans of hyenas are 50 strong. And you can feel the balance of power just shifting because as the lions become fuller, as they've eaten more of that carcass, they will be more liable to actually give way to the hyenas. And the hyenas will sense that. The tails will come up, they'll start to whoop, they'll close in, and off the lions will go. People tend to think of hyenas as scavengers, but actually they're powerful predators. They probably killed the wildebeest at night. Along come 2 males looking for a free meal. They took it from the hyenas. And in the meantime, they'll sort of pick off the bits that they can get in there. They're very brave. You know, a lot of people think hyenas are sort of rather cowardly animals. Not at all. They're bold, they're brazen. You see, he just can't bear to let go of the carcass. There's very little left for him there now. There's this wonderful sort of, almost like you could call it a feeding succession because the lions have had a fair bit of meat from that. It's just bones, it's skin, and that's where the hyena then takes over because it can actually crunch up those bones, it can chew through that skin. And so in the end, very little will be wasted of that carcass. So there's this lovely succession. We've got the whole team out at the moment looking for the Alari female. We've got word that 2 of the cubs have been seen, but it's pretty thick. And if mum's not with them, they may stay sort of tight. You know, they'll be less keen to move around. But there's some nice little open patches, so we may just catch a glimpse of them as they move through here. Yeah. You can just see the bushes moving around. Oh, here, look, wow. So we've got our 2 boys, Alari's cubs, just having the time of their lives. It's cool, it's a great time for them to be playing. And of course they've got this shroud of croton bushes to conceal them from danger. They're so quick and agile. And literally, mum's away and the cubs are at play. And this is very, very typical. You can find the cubs without their mum. She may be off trying to hunt, and she's very confident when they're this big, just of leaving them to their own devices. Jackson has named the 2 cubs. So one, the bigger one, Mukubwa, Swahili for big, and the little one, Ndogo, means small. And you can really see the difference. In fact, if this was lions, I would think these 2 cubs came from different litters. They still seem to just love playing with each other. And the smaller one, Ndogo, he doesn't seem to sort of feel bullied by his bigger brother. At this age, there's just so much social interaction. And that's a huge contrast between the life that these leopards will live as adults. I think often people don't realize how lucky they are when they get a glimpse of a leopard. So much of what they do is hidden from the human eye.
Makubwa is going to be quite a handful. I mean, he is a big leopard by anybody's standards. And when he is full grown, this is going to be a massive leopard. Maybe 60, 70 kilos. And he'll have to fight for that territory. He will have to fight other leopards. He won't look like this. Those beautifully unmarked ears, that unscratched up face, he will have a face full of character. Right now, the character of this leopard is mischievous, a little bit cheeky, very confident. Olari is a single mum, so her job is to raise those cubs, to provide for them, to make kills for them, to feed them, to protect them. And the male's job, the territorial male, is to keep other males from coming in, because remember, with all of these cats besides the cheetah, males will kill cubs that they haven't sired. Infanticide is the norm amongst cats. Talk about big cat legacy. We've got Olari, the mum leopard. We've got our older son, Jaziri, and the two younger cubs. Jaziri is independent, but he still hangs around the territory. He hasn't been given the push yet by his father. And he's big. I mean, he is bigger than mum now. But wonderful just to see all four together. And the fact that actually the two younger cubs, they're not frightened of Jaziri, and he will sometimes interact with them. On a daily basis, these leopards are dealing with lions, with baboons, with all kinds of things that threaten the lives of their cubs. So you get a morning like this, you just relish it, you celebrate the life of these extraordinary creatures. Over the years, the marsh has changed. There's less thickets than there used to be, less places where the lions can lie up, and particularly avoid contact with these, with the buffalo.
One of our male lions lying, he's just noticed the buffalo coming in, others running in from the right. And you know, what do you do in this situation? Do you hold tight and try and intimidate the buffalo, or do you turn tail and run? If he runs, he's going to run right towards where the mums are with the cubs. The buffalo don't even know they're there yet. But what I do know is they can smell lion. I tell you, those three little cubs. And this is a bad position because it's so open here. If there was a thicket that the lion cubs could just burrow into, there's no cover for themselves here. Okay, the male's turning, but the trouble is that's going to draw the buffalo in behind him. They'll want to push him off. God, they look so powerful, those buffalo. Look at them trotting in. These are the heavy-duty boys. What are the lionesses going to do? Oh, there they go. Here go the lionesses, look. There they go, with the cubs, taking no chances at all. And, you know, you look at those buffalo, they look like weary old men, like they can barely move. But don't believe it. They can pick up pace, they can kick like a bucking bronco, and they can slam their horns into the ground and just kill a cub like that. Okay, now look, that's going to lead them in. See the female? This is the pregnant female. That's the last thing she needs, is to have buffaloes chasing her. And maybe that's enough for the buffalo, you know? Okay, fine. We're the ones in charge here. You move on. Okay, buffalo coming right behind Umpoli. Look, listen. Oh, And Poli means slowly, slowly, but right then? Okay, quick, quick. Oh no! The buffalo are going right towards the bush where Charm is with the little babies. The buffalo have surrounded Charm's den. They can smell those little cubs. They can smell lion. That was such a close call. Just goes to show the experience of Charm. She knew that she had to stay still to save those cubs. She didn't dare move. The rest of the pride have scattered. Let's just hope those cubs survive. But knowing buffalo, this isn't over yet.
Next time on Big Cat Tales.
Malaika is dead on target.
She is actually moving one of the cubs.
Some of them will lose their lives.
Here she comes, look, closing in.